Hello, watch lovers. You know what time it is. And joining me tonight, I have my regular crew.
It's easy for you to say.
Kaylee, Janilda,
Hello.
and Gavin.
Hello, everybody. Welcome.
We've got rid of Paul, and as you can see, I'm dressed normally, not what Paul wanted to do to me.
Yeah.
I've overridden all of that, and this is me.
Yeah, this is the real you. By the way, just congratulations, Spencer, on back singing your intro. A round of applause, please, everybody, for Spencer.
Yeah, that was very nice.
Yeah, we've ditched our regular music back to our original music, which isn't Spencer singing. Don't worry, because actually we're just tinkering with the channel a little bit in terms of visibility, and we've realised we're being punished by YouTube for breaking all sorts of rules with our music. So we've decided to go back to the original. That watch guy, London, which I think is some Argentinian German guy singing, who I found on some sort of Fiverr site for you.
Not me.
I was definitely cutting corners. Spencer, you're looking very unsmartly smart today.
Well, Paul's been going on about all these colourful shirts and Versace and Gucci, and as you can see, I'm sure a few of you have seen, he's taken me to Harrods and Selfridges.
Yeah, we're gonna roll that video in a couple of minutes.
I'm very
that's what you're comfortable in, and that's what you like.
Yeah. Let's say hello to everybody, shall we? Heavenly Mark, evening everyone, showing the love from London. Buxton make wonder if Spencer will have a Submariner on today. Let's do that straight off the bat. Spencer, what are you wearing today?
I have got on here a day-date with the white Baton dial, which I think is classic. I can never see me wearing this, but as few people have commented today where I wore this in the office, it actually really grows on you. And like with a lot of
Take it off, Spencer. Let me pop it under the camera here so we can have a look. Go on. I mean, I just seen that for the first time, and that, I know I should be wearing the gloves to punish me after, Spencer. That is really smart. That's on a presidential bracelet, president bracelet?
Yep, president bracelet.
That's stunning.
And believe it or not, that piece is 28 years old. That goes back to 1993.
Wow.
I wasn't even born
Pretty
yet.
special. 1993, you weren't born yet.
No, the condition is great. Yeah, I love it.
Janilda, what have you got on your wrist?
Right, so I'm wearing a mid-size, I don't know if everyone can see it, mid-size Datejust with the blue dial, all stainless steel. I usually wear a lot of yellow gold, rose gold, but today I feel very plain.
You feel very plain?
Style.
Can we have the reference on that, Hilda?
278, 271.
Oh, very good.
Very good.
Oh,
274.
Kaylee, what have you got on the wrist?
So me and Hilda actually have the same watch on, but mine, I've got the green.
It's a dark green, isn't it?
Yeah. I mean,
Is that
Your
the
camera's
Baton
over
as
there.
well?
Straight. There you go. Dark green.
but it's a really nice coloured green on this watch.
Yep.
So it's lovely.
Now,
Gav, what are you wearing?
Well, what am I wearing? Now, has everybody heard the term finders keepers? I am wearing today Spencer's Smurf.
I know I put it down.
Spencer left it laying around, and I thought to myself, it looks much better on my hairy wrists than it does on his skinny little wrists. So I've let it out a little bit. It's actually quite weighty, isn't it, in the white gold? It really is. Yeah, absolutely. Good evening, Greggy boy, our special guest, ex-host from a couple of weeks ago. Good evening, Andrew. Hope everybody's well. Ian Nixon. Hello, Gavin. Hope you've not dropped anything lately. Oh, it's running a bit dry. There's a watch here that I really don't want to drop, actually. Yeah, guys, if you've got any questions, anything you want to ask us, as usual, please don't forget to pop them in the comments and we will get round to everything. We're going to be covering a few topics, actually, tonight. Greg Rouse says, evening, Spencer, looking dapper. Everybody likes you plainly dressed. And somebody else said, maybe Janilda should take you shopping because obviously she's the stylish one here in that top. Yeah, looking really good. Marcus Maximus says, nice Smurf. Let's get to the shopping. So, obviously, a week ago, myself, you and Paul, I was just the bloke carrying the camera.
Cameraman
yeah,
for the day.
Asked the whole day, Gav, what do you think of this? Gav, what do you think of this? We did have a bit of we had a good fun, didn't we?
Absolutely.
Good fun day out.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, we were going to see the showroom anyway for the next show, which, as you know, was in Chelsea.
Yeah.
So from there, we went on to Harrods and had a look at the Banksy store and some other bits and pieces. But look, Paul's always gone on about his style and what he goes for. You know, it was very interesting to see. And these very loud shirts and the Versace and the Gucci. But
the Gucci and the Smurf. No
nothing.
one's going to make you part with cash for that, are they, Spencer? Let's be honest.
Just not
I
my
saw
fault.
some of the comments that came up after we showed a little preview last week, and we're going to show a little slightly extended version of that we gave to Paul. But people popping up comments saying, don't waste your money. You're a middle-aged man. That's really not you. And just so we can clear this up, You didn't buy a thing, did you?
Absolutely not. No. Paul bought he bought the white jeans.
He wanted to buy white jeans.
And then there was a jacket that he liked.
Yep. Yeah. There was a jacket.
And I believe he ordered some trainers as well.
Yep.
Yeah.
Andrew Davis asked a quick question before we go to the VT. Andrew Davies says, "Hello everyone. I bought a new Kermit on the grey market for 15,500, I assume, thousand, but just falling out of love with it. Would you sell it for a bit of a loss, keep it, or keep hold of it?"
I think he should sell it for quite a bit of a loss, and I'm happy to buy it.
Yeah.
Sell it to us.
I mean, the bottom line is, if you don't love it,
I mean, part exchange it for something you
for something
do
you
like,
do.
Yeah.
Or sell it outright.
Janilda, what would you be selling it for if you'd fallen out of love with a watch of that sort of value? What would you be looking to maybe reinvest into?
I mean, if I could, let's say, buy another one that I like, I'd be happy to take the 14 on it.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then probably buy another one that I really, really like. So.
Yeah.
Well, Hilda, I'm going to do a bit better than that. I'll probably be at 14.
Really?
Yeah. And if there's something that I've gone in part exchange, I'll look to do the best I can.
Yeah.
Designer Tellier says, at Watch Guy London, Adrian did a video about the Rolex Bubble. What did you guys think? So we're going to get to that actually in just a minute. Let's just have a quick look at the VT of our little day out with Paul, and then we'll come back to a few questions.
Guys, this is my plan for today. I want to get Spencer into Harrods. I want to get him in the men's clothing department, and I want to get him spruced up a little bit, bring him into the 21st century and get him to spend some of that money. That's the main thing. I want to see him in something proper expensive, Versace shirts, Hermes belt, the lot. We're going to go and see what I can get him to dig deep. That's what I need. Let's have a look, Spence. I don't think so, do you? We need a hat. Can we have a baseball cap? We need the baseball cap. Let's have a look, Spence. Peaky Blinders, look.
There you go.
See, if this was a size smaller, I'd be all right. But this is... How many people is this meant for? Now that, Spencer, that is it. Right, Spencer, that was an absolute disaster. So guys, we had a look around Harrods, you saw the end result, couldn't find anything in there to fit me old mate. So what we're going to do now is we're going to nip into Selfridges. I'm going to see if Spencer fancies treating me in the watch room. I very much doubt it, but you never know your luck. Let's have a look inside.
Where are we starting? Children's department?
The children's department, that's it, yeah. See, this would look nice on you, Spencer. Look, try this on for me.
That is nice.
Yeah, try that on. Makes you look 4 inches bigger as well. It's what you want with a Hulk. And look, I can see you in that all day long. How about this one? Look, if you want something a little bit less leery, it's a bit big. But
yeah.
Now look, you like that, don't you? You've come straight up to that.
I think that's the one.
I think it's a waste of time. I think he needs to go back to his prime Arnie, honestly. I've had enough.
So the funniest comment I've just seen come through is from Red Shovel, who says, Paul dresses like a teenager that just found £1,000 on the pavement.
And has to spend it all at once.
Has to spend it all at once. I mean, I'm not sure in terms of someone taking you out as a fashion guru, but he has his own distinct style, don't you think?
Yeah, that's, you know how we all have our silhouettes. Paul has his own unique style. 100%.
Well, he didn't get poached at Selfridges as being a stylist, did he? No, he wasn't asked to be signed up for the job.
Janilda, what would you dress Spencer in?
I think his style is good for him. I don't think he should wear anything that we've seen in that video. No, thank you. Maybe a little bit more colours. For the summer.
Right. Crossy Boy just made a really interesting comment as well. Okay, we're going to get to this because we've all had disagreements here about this. I quite like the trainers Paul ended up with. Can we just have a look at those trainers, James? Yeah, look, I mean, that is not for me.
See, I don't want to lie.
That's not your style, is it?
I liked them.
You like them?
I think they're very different.
Yeah, but you're a teenager or just out.
I'm not being funny. They've got Burberry all over them. I mean,
I prefer them to the other ones, though.
Christian Louboutin or Burberry.
Yeah.
It's hard to remember that, or hard to think that Paul's actually a grandfather, isn't he? But yeah, Tim Wright says Spencer definitely needs pink shorts. Thanks for joining. Andrew says dress him in an Arsenal shirt. Some of those shirts, I mean, truly, obviously, we did go in there, and it was shits and giggles. Those Versace shirts were horrific. And we said to them, you obviously don't sell very many of these, and they said it's the last two we have. They sold out. There was a pair of shoes we showed as well.
The alligator.
So those shoes were £32,000, just on display. Like you could touch them, I don't know if you could try them on. 32
Gavin,
grand.
the other really interesting. Do you remember when we were in Harrods and we asked what they turned, and the woman was very freely speaking. It was £1 million a week.
Yeah.
In skin shoes.
Yes.
Alligator, crocodile.
So the lady told us in Harrods.
She was serious on it.
She told us in Harrods that they take £1 million a week on alligator shoes that are, circa
in the
50,
time.
50, when it went pre-COVID.
Amazing if you think about it.
Yeah.
Yeah, but an alligator.
They last forever.
Alligator crocodile.
Okay, Goito says Spencer is a calm gentleman. He will look great in a Japanese samurai kimono. Trust me, this is coming from a Japanese fan. Spencer, don't let Paul hear that comment.
That's quite funny.
He'll have you, yeah. Paul bought his grandson some trainers. Yeah, exactly. Guys, great to have you all with us. Do keep popping the questions in. We will get round to answering every single one of them. Now, Spencer, you've brought in a very, very special watch today, haven't you? Talk me through this beautiful little thing. I'm going to get the light on so we can... I'm going to really not drop it. Here we go. Talk me through this.
This is the Vacheron Constantin in steel overseas. This is a really special, highly desirable watch. Look at the dial on that. I mean...
That dial is amazing.
Dial and... Gavin, if you move the light away, you see it goes a really dark blue, and then as it catches light, goes. Yeah. I mean, it's just beautiful.
It's a stunning.
I mean, I've had a few of these pieces. I mean, this is brand new. Just got this piece in. It really is special.
Guys, let us know what you think about that in the comments. Now, this is coming today, didn't it?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm gutted we didn't get to do an unboxing of it because it's absolutely stunning. And this is still stickered, I believe, which is why we've still got it on the... on the wrapper here. And what's that going to go out the door at, Spencer?
It's it's £30,000.
Around 30, yes.
Around 30 grand. Yeah. Wow, I mean, that's pretty special. Now, you said, I'm going to bring something really special to the show tonight, and I thought, Spencer, I would do exactly the same. I'm going to bring in something really, really special. So I brought
always amazed.
I brought in 3 really, really special watches. I told you as a child, I decided for some reason that Swatches would be my thing. And even though I've said many times in the show, I'm not a watch collector or anything, it turns out that in my own little way, I was. This is a unworn, new old school, literally.
New old stock.
New old stock. This is a 1991. This is the first ever automatic Swatch.
But why did you buy it and not wear it?
I don't know. I've never worn any of them. So this was it's the first ever automatic Swatch they made. Spencer, it's yours.
Wow.
If you want it, it's yours. You wouldn't even have to part with £100 for it.
Gavin, is that a perpetual calendar?
I don't know. Is it?
No.
It's not. It's not. It's just an automatic. And now the next one I brought in, because I know there must be some Swatch fans somewhere and we'll put it in the old hashtags. But this one, we're talking climate change, girls, right? Ladies, climate change is a big topic of conversation. Massive. You think that our generation have ruined this planet for you, right? Well, I'll tell you, this is from 1992, in the box still, never been worn, and it is the Earth Summit United Nations Conference on Environment and Development to Save the Planet in 1992. We obviously did a terrible job.
That was ahead of it.
So nothing happened. There was no Greta Thunberg then. And obviously we still managed. Look, it's still in the box, Spence. Do you know how much our watch is?
At the time, probably £30.
Yeah, now?
$5.50.
33.
Really?
I mean, literally, they're worth nothing. They're literally worth.
There
I
are
picked
some swatches that are worth big
You're
money.
absolutely right. They were done by some designers, some special editions, and I bought all these little special editions. This one, Spencer, you won't remember this. I bought this when I was with you in 1998. We went skiing. We went skiing in 1998, and I bought this.
1998. Would that have been Courchevel or France?
That was actually, we went to
Val d'Isère?
No, not Val d'Isère. We went to Verbier.
Okay.
And on the way in the airport out there, I bought this. This was the first ever Swatch ski pass.
Wow.
The idea was,
remember, yeah, because
You
you could
wanted to wear
load
that.
up on
you
it.
could load up your
You can
ski
load
pass.
up the ski pass, and then as you go through the electronic terminals.
Exactly, through the electronic gates.
But you never used it.
No, I've never even taken it out of the box. But look, it's so trendy, Spencer, because if you can see, it's a skeleton dial.
Wow.
Look at that. Have a look.
The
Jamila.
original.
See if you fall in love with that. A skeleton dial.
I might buy this.
Amazing. Yeah, there was no birth years. Oh, watch Gringa. Hi, Gringa. My birth year. Finally, a birth year watch I can afford. Gringa, give me your address. I will send it out to you because I thought it was going to be an inheritance for my kids, and it turns out it didn't quite work out that way.
It costs more to insure it than it's worth.
They've been honestly. I have a big box full of these watches. They go back to 1987 is my earliest watch when I was 17, and they're all worth absolutely peanuts. I obviously just picked the worst bunch of watches in the world. But now, obviously, we've got the whole, Rolex bug going on. So, we'll see. Now, somebody asked a question about a video that was put up yesterday by Adrian Barker. And it was about the Rolex bubble. And we've talked about this many times, haven't we? About is there a bubble? And actually, I watched the video just before we came on air tonight. And basically, the whole thing about the bubble is there is no bubble. Everybody says there's a bubble, because prices keep going up and up. But Spencer, explain to us why we think that actually Adrian's absolutely right, and we've always said it, why there's no bubble.
Right, so with this, with Rolexes, it's economics. It's basically supply and demand of things. But now there are so many people who want these pieces, and they're not making any more of the pieces. It's just, if things drop a bit, people are just going to buy them. And the supply is just not enough for the volume of pieces that people want.
So let's explain. When you have a bubble around maybe shares or other types of investments, what happens is the crowd get involved, they all start buying it up, and there's no material value perhaps to what they're buying. It goes a little bit too far, and all of a sudden the whole thing collapses. There's more sellers than buyers. So to put that into context for the watch world, essentially would mean is if everybody started to queue up to sell you watches, let's just say Submariners, for argument's sake. If everybody started to queue up to sell you Submariners, you'd get the hint that something was going on. But equally,
if it outstripped buyers, if there were no buyers.
If you didn't have the buyers for those watches, then obviously you'd either calm down what you had, and then the
price would go lower.
You would reduce your stock if other people started reducing their price. But not saying it's a cartel in the grey market, but you all kind of look at Chrono 24, you all know where to price things. But the big thing behind it is production.
Yep.
If people can't get hold of the watches to start with, and there's a genuine demand for them, then it isn't a bubble. It's just a steady climb up to...
And the other thing is everyone loves something that is an investment. So you're buying something that you'll always get close to your money back.
Yeah.
It's not like a pair of shoes or jackets or clothing that you buy something that's worth half or no one wants it. That's
but I also think people love to be able to get things that it's hard to get. Do you know what I mean? It's not like everyone's got.
The fact you can't get it
exactly.
makes you want
it
You're
more.
100% right. You're 100% right. And with that, I will put my hands up and say I spent an hour in an AD today because for some reason I'm sorry, Spence, I've made it a mission that I have to come on here one day and say I got the call. I want to write on the Facebook group.
Everyone else does, so why not try?
I want to get the call. And I said to the lady today, I don't care how long I have to wait.
I'll wait.
I want to get the call.
You want the experience.
And by the way, I took cupcakes with me. You've never seen this woman. I walked in with a bunch of literally
she must have looked
20 cupcakes, and I went, this is for you, it's not a bribe. I said, I'd like to introduce myself, and I thought, I want to start a relationship. I said, I've never been in
they
here.
say that's the poorest offer we've had all
no
day today?
relation. No, she thought it was very, very sweet. She gave me an hour of her time. She was very, very lovely. And so, yeah, it was really, really interesting.
Where were you?
I'm not going to say, Janilda. I'm not going to give it away where I was, but I was in London.
What did she say to you?
He's not going to tell us.
She,
Otherwise
she was very, very lovely, and we had a whole hour's chat. And of course, I am a little bit more knowledgeable than the idiot I was a few months ago, so I could talk about the watches that I liked and what I knew. And what she basically said to me is you have no chance of getting a very in-demand watch. But there's a few. She said you don't have to buy a watch you don't want, but we want to start you off with something. We maybe want to start you off. We can put you down for a Milgauss. We can put you down for a Milgauss. And I thought to myself, I like those watches.
Or the green.
The blue or the green.
Yep.
And also, I had put my name down 18 months ago for a Tiffany OP.
Okay.
And I said to her, well, actually, if you look on the system, my name is down for a Tiffany OP. And she said, well, actually, that's still considered, even though it's hard to get, an entry-level watch.
Yeah,
and
course.
so you are on there. I will check the system to make sure that head office, because I said it's for a friend's birthday, and there's a big birthday coming up, 50th in 18 months' time. And she would register that note as well. So I think my cupcakes may just have worked.
Well done, Gav.
Wow.
Yeah. But going back to the whole bubble, I was looking around the internet today, and there was a really interesting article, and basically it perpetuates from COVID-19, and it's been termed revenge spending.
I've heard this term used before.
Yeah, so basically, those that were lucky enough to keep their jobs through COVID and earned their money have basically not had holidays, built up a big fund, want to put it to work, and have basically gone out and basically trying to buy all luxury items. Yeah, so it's why not sort of spoil yourself with something amazing? And with all that said, I have just been looking through, missing all the comments. Naeem Misra says, hi from Dubai, loving these chats. We love having you with us.
Thank you.
Everybody looking forward to the Winter Watch weekend?
Yes, it'll be so much
3
fun.
weeks today.
I
Not
know.
even 3 weeks. 20 days. 19 days.
Yeah,
Isn't it?
Kaylee,
We're not very good with the counting, but yeah.
Kaylee, tell everybody how can they book in for that?
So you can go onto our website, and on the header it says Watch Fair, and then you just fill in all your details, and we'll get confirmation, and we can see you there.
Kaylee, tell me, how much does it cost people to come to our show?
It's free.
It's free.
Which is really great.
Free of charge.
Free.
Yeah.
Free of charge. See, some things in life are free.
Yep.
And the coffee, and the drinks, and the nibbles. And also, I'm going to say again, someone said, can we bring kids? You can absolutely bring kids.
And dogs.
Dogs. Bring whoever you want. Bring your wives, bring your girlfriends, bring everybody you want. Bring all your friends. We've got it's well over 300 now, isn't it?
About
Yeah.
300.
Yeah.
But we just want people to register. Just give us an idea of numbers and times.
Yeah, it
just
doesn't matter
that
if you're running late or you're early. It's just for us just to
We're not
just be,
strict.
yeah. No, we're definitely not strict.
Night Wrist Watchman says, what's the best investment Rolex right now which doesn't break the bank? I guess that depends on how big your bank is.
Yeah, I think it depends.
Come on, girls, what do you think?
I really do think it depends on the budget.
Okay, £10,000.
I'm gonna say Submariner.
See, I'm gonna say
if you
a
don't
root
wanna
beer. I
spend
know it's
too
not
much.
£10,000.
£10,000 Submariner.
Yeah.
Kaylee, £20,000.
I would go root beer.
Yep,
GMT
and you
Master
get a
2.
bit of change.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And at 30, you probably would pick out a Daytona.
Daytona.
Yeah.
Daytona.
And still at 30, you'd pick out a Daytona.
Yeah.
I can't get my head around it
You
still,
need
but
30 now for a Daytona.
you do need 30 for a
Or
Daytona.
Yeah.
a Sky Dweller,
Yes.
the blue one. I do
Yeah.
think they are good.
Mm.
I don't think they get to obviously.
But how much is a blue squad?
23.
23.
Wide.
But it's about what your
Squidgy.
budget is at the end of the day. I know we had a friend of mine who had a budget to spend, and you thought it was a good to put her into a couple of watches, a couple of lower end watches
that you could see some movement.
Yeah, could see a little bit of movement and a sort of over a period, because none of us know what's going on, do we? Everything's just a guess.
A lot of people are talking the 5-digit serial numbers. So what we're talking, model numbers, we're talking sort of the 16610 Submariner, the 16233, the 234, the older date which are more affordable classics.
Yeah.
I mean, something like this really, looking back compared to the day dates now, the 36mm day dates are 25,000-30,000. This is around, I think, 13,950.
Yeah.
It's quite reasonable in today's world.
And it's all
years
yellow
ago.
gold, so.
It's a classic
But
watch.
I actually think day dates are actually very like lovely pieces. They're very underrated. Do you know what I mean? People don't normally say, "Can I have a day date?" anymore. When actually, I think they're great watches to have.
Ducker Diesel says, "Why not an SD43?" Janilda?
Why not? Yeah, no, absolutely.
Yeah. I mean, it's basically
or a James Cameron.
Or James Cameron.
A JC.
13,
a JC.
14,000.
Yeah.
Sure.
Yeah. Do we have any ideas of registered numbers attending Winter Watch Show? We do. It's just over 300.
It's just over 300.
Yeah, just over.
300, not 300,000.
Yeah,
300.
Paolo EH16 says, hello from Switzerland. We are going all over the place tonight, aren't we? Olda says, I think the market will settle now that everything's open. People will sell to fund future plans. I mean, that with all these things, there is a demand, isn't there? And the price of all your stock is basically based on demand, and also what you can buy. At the end of the day, if you can't buy it, you can't sell it, can you? Yeah.
No. I find a lot of people buy pieces, and as they trade up, they may sell off some of the cheaper pieces because they've moved into the bimetal or the gold or more expensive pieces. So that's what you do see.
Or they sell their non-Rolexes
or
to get the first Rolex. That
Greg Rouse says, can we bring our wives and girlfriend?
Both,
As long as
there's no drama, please.
If there's going to be drama, please make sure that the live YouTube cameras are on.
But as long as we're introduced.
Yes, and we're aware of what's going on.
Guys, a couple of people have mentioned, Batch Guitar just mentioned this, and Craig Frood, the Air King keeps creeping up in the grey market.
Yeah.
So, I mean, it's around 7,000, I think. Now.
Yeah.
And it retails at 5,1.
5,150, I think.
I say it is getting down to sort of the sort of entry level.
Premium-wise, is quite a big premium. I mean, that's sort of 2,000 over list is quite a lot for that sort of piece.
Asif and Heavenly Mark have both asked, when or will BQ ever accept Bitcoin? We've had this conversation a number of times. Yeah.
Apparently, James is saying he'll help me.
Yeah.
So
basically, if you want to buy any watches for Bitcoin, the answer is yes.
We'll find a way of doing it. I don't know how, but we will.
Yeah.
And James, we'll do that.
Yeah, apparently it's no problem. So if you want to sell anything and you want to trade some Bitcoins, we'll do everything. That's great. Copper says, vintage Rolex GMT 1675 thoughts, Janilda?
Yeah, absolutely. I think it's a great watch, especially with papers, I have to be honest.
Yeah.
Well, that's
on a vintage watch, you want the
I mean, that's the ones I love, the 1675, the 1680, 1016s, all of these sort of pieces.
Yeah. So as an absolute novice, if I was building out, and I'm thinking now, if I was building out a watch collection, here would be my starting point. My first watch I would like now would be a no-date sub.
Okay.
To kick me off.
41 or 40?
41.
Interesting. Okay, so the brand...
The
so
2021.
The latest.
The latest.
But without a date.
Without a date, no date. That would be my starting point. My next watch I would want would be the GMT Pepsi. The current model.
The one, the root beer?
Oyster or Jubilee?
Not
I really
on the Oyster.
Really?
Okay.
I like the Pepsi on the Jubilee. I
Yeah.
think it's a great watch. I just think something very special.
Yeah, I've got a problem with the Jubilee. It's my arm hair. We talked about this before. It keeps catching my... it keeps catching my... And then my next in line is something that I looked at in your drawers today when I was going in to take some pictures. I would like, if possible, my birth year, Coke.
Oh, yeah.
I want a 1970 Coke box and papers.
That's not an easy one, though.
No, it's not, is it? No. But that's something I'm thinking. That would be my starting point now of what I'd, never mind the higher end stuff that I really can't afford.
This is the thing now. You've just mentioned a few watches and they're all nice, but there's such variety. You've got watches now back from the 50s, like the early Submariners, the James 5508s, 5512s. 1675s from like the 70s. It's endless. There's so many different pieces.
Reece Jones asks, any suggestions for a restaurant to go to near the show? There are zillions. I mean, literally.
You've got Scalini's near there, La Familia.
Yeah, you've got Scalini, La Familia. You've got Gaucho bang opposite. Hold on a second. On the corner in the Michelin building, you've got Bibendums. I mean, if you like wine,
as well, Zuma opposite Harrods.
Yeah. All I know is I don't want to go to Bibendum with Usheen. The wine list there will be carted out.
We'll go to there with Usheen and Usheen's credit card.
Yeah,
that'll be good.
Watches 63 says first two watches in the collection need to be a sub and a speedy.
Okay.
Yeah, interesting. Okay. I read an interesting article today on Watch Pro which says prices have been rising at authorised dealers. A stainless steel Submariner was priced at around £800 in the early 1980s, when the average wage was £6,000 a year. The same model today is $7,300, and our average wage in the UK is $29,600. So in 1980, you could buy a sub for 6 weeks' wages. Now it would take almost twice as long to do that. So broadly speaking, if you take out inflation and wage growth over the past 40 years, retail prices for Rolex watches have doubled, while the secondary market has flipped from a discount centre to a profit sector.
So the difference is huge. Yeah.
I mean, you used to talk about this a lot. I know we're going to do a future programme where we're going to get out all the old brochures.
To sort of 70s, 80s, the brochures. And that's a good example. I think it's relative to talk to people about the average wage, or like people say, the average cost of a meal or a Mars bar in those days.
Like a Freddo used to be 10p.
Yeah.
It's crazy.
A Freddo, the chocolate bar?
5p.
Yeah, you're absolutely right.
Yeah.
What about Curly Whirly?
Curly Whirly? They used to be 10p.
Curly Whirly was up there.
Yeah.
15p.
Oh, no, I'm older than you, James.
Okay, James, one more question. How much money did you get back on a deposit of a Corona bottle of pop?
10p.
No, I think it was about 5p in my day.
Was it?
Yeah. Remember, you used to take the bottles back.
Yeah, if anybody can answer that.
I don't understand that.
Corona bottles of pop, the Cherryade, how much did you get back?
You take them back.
Yeah.
Why?
Because there was deposits on the glass bottles.
Oh,
2 shillings.
Yeah.
I'm not quite a shillings person, but yeah.
Jacob Kendall asks, Gav will be giving guided tours of London. Jacob, if you have some free time, I'll happily get a black cab. We'll go round. I promise you I know everything about some great spots in London. And really looking forward to seeing absolutely everybody at the Winter Watch Weekend. It's going to be really exciting. Lots of motorbikes and bits and pieces. We'll come back to that next week. Batch Guitar says, I guess if you take some profit from Bitcoin, then why not spend it on a watch? But just remember, the pizza that was bought with Bitcoin, that pizza is worth millions now. Somebody bought Bitcoin pizzas and now
Did you buy the pizza or the company?
Yeah. Greggy Boy says 5p for a Corona.
Well, I said 5p.
Yeah. Kenny W says 10p for on the top. Yeah, I thought it was 10p.
I think it's 5p.
Yeah. Watch Pro announced a watch show in London same day as yours, so anyone may not be going. Worth the trip to visit both. London, a hotel in Leicester Square, 13th of November.
Okay.
Oh, come down and do both.
Yeah.
Come and see us. Come and see them. Absolutely. Greggy Boy says 10p, mix up. Glenn Corker says, how much is a 2020 unworn Hulk selling for at the moment?
2020. I've seen 19s. I'm not sure they're as new as that.
There's not
You're
many.
probably 17, 18,000.
I'd say a bit
If
more than
you can
17.
find.
Yeah.
There's not many around.
No.
And that Stope says, what price does a complete set 2020 unworn OP silver dial fetch now?
Don't know.
About
7ish?
Yeah, between 6.5 and 7, really.
Yeah.
On a
I think
41.
it's a nice one.
Yeah.
So the silver dial was obviously the least popular out of all the
Lot
colours.
cheaper than the yellow.
A black.
The
I would-
least popular,
on the
but
41.
also
The most.
I don't know.
It's really
we
hard to-
sold
we were
a lot of them.
Well, I'll tell you, the lady today in Rolex told me in order, Tiffany blue, coral red.
Yeah.
Yellow.
Don't know what the name of the yellow is. Yellow.
Yellow.
Green.
Then it was green,
Yep.
blue, silver,
Black.
black,
Yeah.
going down that, down
Yeah.
that sort of line. Let's move on to our next. Well, our big topic of conversation today is we had a really lovely guy in your offices the other day who had come down to do some business with you, and I sat with him for about an hour. And he's in the steel business. He makes cans, and he was talking about the price of commodities and sort of what they've gone up. And the conversation was basically around what will the Rolex prices increase by in 2022, because commodities over the past 18 months have literally gone berserk. And what impact do you think that's going to have, Spencer?
I think it's more the workmanship and lack of volume of pieces. But we were talking actually, even on gold, on some of these pieces. So just going back to...
Let's, James, bring up the gold chart for us for a second. Let's put this into context, because I just pulled up a couple of charts from one of my city old friends and said, give me a price on gold over the last...
right, without boring you all about the gold, but basically, gold going back to about 05, 18 carat was around £5 a gram. Now today it's sitting at about £18 a gram. It hasn't moved that much, although you see the price that's priced in dollars. Without going into the difficult calculations of how you get to the 9 carat and 18 carat price.
Well, no, let's get to that, because current gold spot is, according to this chart, is $1,801. Sorry, $1,801. Yeah.
Okay.
And it's had so it's risen from a low of 1,472 up to a high of but surely if base metals increase in price and you have to buy base metals to make your product, then surely your costs are increasing.
Yes, but going back to gold, that price is for 1 ounce of fine gold.
Yeah.
So that equates back to around £30 a gram. That piece that you're wearing there, Gavin, the white gold Submariner, that's got approximately 220 grams with the movement, with the glass. It doesn't have 200 grams of gold. So the gold content in that watch isn't £6,000. So when people say, oh, gold's gone up, so if they think gold's gone up 10% and the watch is valued at 30,000, they think the watch should jump to 33, 35, 40,000. But the gold content in that watch is only not even £6,000.
I absolutely take on board what you're saying, and I understand what you're saying. The gold content isn't as much as you think it is. But if all your costs as a business are going up, then surely you need to increase prices. And what do we think that Rolex will increase prices by?
I think they'll increase prices just due to labour and costs and the volumes that they're doing, and just raw materials, like you say, across the board. But certain raw materials in certain products, I mean, the steel in a watch.
Bring up the steel graph for me, James. Yeah, steel's gone from a low of $520 up to a current price of $1,569.
Right.
And I know
but
what
that's
you're
for
going to
a
say.
ton of industrial steel.
Yes.
I don't think the steel comes to anything close. Like, it's not a figure that affects the cost. The cost of the watch is down to the movement, the time, the watchmaking, and all of the marketing.
But if your raw material goes up by 40% across the board, if you're Rolex, you're buying a zillion tons.
But if your raw material in a £7,000 watch is £100, even if it doubles or trebles,
but times it by the million watches you're making.
But it's still not that much of a big figure. But I do think
if making parts goes up, then it's different.
It's the parts, it's the labour, it's the cost of the workmanship.
Where was it? I just saw a really interesting comment. Marcus Maximus says Rolex prices are going to go and double in the next 5 to 6 years.
Maybe.
I mean, they are that in the grey anyway. But what do you think about that?
They're more than double in the grey.
I think you should look back to what it was 5 years ago. Like, has it doubled from 5 years ago to now?
Well, let's go back. Let's go back 10 years, because that's an easier sum for us. Let's take a Submariner.
The easiest number for me to go back, if I go back to 2007, I had a very good friend who at the time, the Submariner was £2,800 and we were getting a 10% discount. He paid £2,500 for 16610 in 2007. So that was 14 years ago. So he paid £2,500. I was actually offered
3 times
the same watch today from another trader who wanted £8,500 for that watch.
Yeah. So it's 3 times in 14 years.
That's, yeah.
So
over 3 times.
Yeah. Tim Wright says Rolex probably have a lifetime supply of steel, guys. I'm not sure about a lifetime supply, but I'm sure they've got a lot. And Asif says inflation alone will bump prices up over the years. But what does that mean for the grey market in terms of price rises? So if Rolex are going to bump up, let's say they bump it up by, I don't know, 10%, 10, 15%, it actually makes today's grey market cheap.
Well, it won't, because the grey market overnight will just jump up.
What I'm saying is, if you're thinking about buying a watch now,
you want
to get in before the price rises.
You want to be buying before a price. I mean, normally these price rises come in January.
Yeah.
They're sort of the early part of the year. I would say that's when we'd be looking at something. And then you come round and you'll have all the new models announced in April.
But sometimes that happens even like in a few days, the price can go up. So if you're looking to buy a watch, the sooner you buy it, a Rolex.
Yeah, I wouldn't keep watching the prices because at the moment it's every day.
Renee Delapan says, due to inflation and production logistic problems, COVID related, the prices will rise between 15 and 20% in 2022.
I can see that.
I can see that as well, funnily enough. Marcus Maximus, Rolex have a 6-year plan. No steel anymore, just precious metals they want to protect.
I've heard this.
Yeah.
I've heard this, that they're saying over the next 5 years they will stop producing steel. I've heard a similar rumour on Patek as well.
Yeah.
Because in order to substantiate the price of what they're asking, if they're gold, it's a more precious metal. Steel, if you get rid of the steel, it makes it more sensible of the prices that they are.
For CDS, someone answer Dick Fear's question. Poor chap asked about 10 times now. Okay, Dick Fear says, Spencer, what do you think of the AP titanium offshore 43mm? Have you seen one? I managed to order one from a Dubai AD. Thank you, Dubai Dick.
I think it's a great watch. All of these new chronographs in the AP. We're actually hoping to get a couple in the end of the week.
You are?
Yeah.
Okay, can we unbox that when it comes in?
Yes.
Of course.
Dubai Dick, sorry you had to ask 10 times. I didn't see it pop through, and I hope that's answered your question. Jamie Oprin says, Patek is king. I mean, Aquanauts still are just blazing, aren't they?
What about that one today that we spoke about?
Oh, the
Was it a secret?
No, I just can't remember that. I can't remember
that one today. What?
It was a Nautilus in green with baguettes, diamond.
Yes, bezel.
I mean, they're selling for over £500,000.
Wow.
and list on it
£500,000.
is 71.
Was it 71 or 78?
Yeah.
Selling for over £500,000.
Your recent request about 19 shows ago now, your little holy grail that you
Of
the orange.
Oh.
I forgot about that.
Have you forgotten about it? I mean, it's not really a thing,
just
is it?
Can't get it.
Well, I just keep people dangle that carrot to me, 108,000, 115,000.
But you haven't seen any, have
No.
you? No.
Actually, a good customer of mine who popped in the other day, I got him the green Aquanaut,
Yeah.
and he came in and asked me to look after it for him. And he said, you must lock it away. And he put a lock and key and said, you're not wearing it, but a beautiful piece.
Oh, you sold
green.
him the green Aquanaut.
Yeah, I sold
Yeah.
him the green.
Funnily enough, I was watching the video. We did an unboxing of it
Yeah.
a little while back.
I
on the show.
sold that. It was just over a year ago, about last September.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wow. Marcus Maximus, Tudor is the new Rolex. I mean, we've covered this as well in terms of, I wonder if there's so much supply in there of Tudor
Yeah, there's plenty for
versus.
But we've had a few in, haven't we? We've had
Yeah.
some bronze,
Yeah.
ceramics.
Yeah.
You know, they're nice. They're very nice.
They're really lovely. I think I put one today on our Instagram if you want to check that out. Peltwell says, today it's cheaper to buy a two-tone sub from an AD and easier to get than a still.
Yeah.
True. Yeah.
True.
Yeah.
Yep. SJ Paul also says, why not put the reference number of the watches, especially Rolex, under the photos of the watch rather than having to click on the watch to find out what it is?
On our
What,
website.
on the website.
Is that on our website you're referring to? Let us know in your comments and we'll have a look at that. Yusuf, hi guys, great show as always. The Deep Sea James Cameron has been in production forever, it seems. How much longer will a special edition Rolex still be in production? What do you guys think?
Well, they know the minute they I think if something's a bit slow, they discontinue it, then it becomes very sought after.
Yeah.
So
Janina, what would you like to see re-released from Rolex? Is there any one watch that I've mentioned this evening you think could be due back?
Not too sure, really. I'm just curious to see what's going to happen with the OPs.
Yeah.
That's for sure. I
Do you want-
really want to know what's
you wanna
gonna
know?
happen. You know?
I'm not saying
You
that the
know?
cupcakes worked.
Gav's in with the
Do you
AD
know what?
now.
This is it now.
I'm not
Oh, no,
saying
he's
that the
gonna say, I
cupcakes
know that,
worked.
I
I'm
know
just going to
this.
say
Uh-huh.
that the chat I had today, the lady said to me that Rolex have admitted to the ADs they got the whole colour thing completely wrong.
They got it wrong.
Wrong.
Because they did not expect the absolute demand they've got. And she thinks that in 22 they will release a completely new lineup set of colours.
Oh,
Not that she knows, but that's their feeling
What
is that
she
they've
thinks.
admitted they got it wrong and that they'll line up some more colours,
That would
which
be
could be very,
interesting.
very interesting. And Paolo says exactly what I was referring to just before, a Coke GMT,
We've spoke about
a
this.
re-release of that.
Yeah.
And then I have to think, would I go for my birth year
Or the new one.
or would I go for a new one?
No, I think
Both.
the new one would be stunning.
It would be
A Coke.
unbelievable,
Yeah.
wouldn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because actually thinking about it, that's the one they've missed.
yeah.
I mean, they really have, haven't they? I mean,
The other thing they've
GMTs,
missed
yeah.
at the moment, a GMT in the black on the Jubilee.
Yeah.
a GMT in the black on the Jubilee. Okay, I haven't, probably because I haven't seen one.
No, but like the Batgirl
Yes.
and the Pepsi,
Yeah.
but a black version.
Right.
And the Coke. Actually, that's it. That's what's coming out.
Yeah.
Sorry to have leaked it. It is the black and
Spoiler
the
alert.
Coke.
Yeah, Kenny W says, Gav, the minute you walked out of the door, she called you a pauper. Yeah, probably not wrong. I will be there. I will get that. I'm telling you, one day I'm going to get that call.
Gavin is going to make
Jacob says, at this point, it's probably better to plan to save for a purchase from the secondary market than to get it at retail. And I think that's right. I've completely done a 360 on my thinking and all this, thanks to you, obviously, Spencer.
Well, people have said that the grey market's the real market. We don't make it, but that's if you want to go and purchase something, the grey market, you can go and touch it, feel it.
Yeah.
The AD is just, it's like the lottery ticket.
2 brilliant comments just come through. One I'm going to get to in a second. Watch Gringa says, GMT, Black Jubilee could be very interesting. And Greg Rouse, exactly what we talked about earlier, Spencer. Has anyone seen a new Daytona with a meteorite dial yet?
No.
No, none of us. You thought you were going to get one, Kaylee, didn't you?
No, we've kind of been offered one.
Is this another secret?
No, but they're just crazy. It's
Was
the
that
rose gold one.
They wanted 100,000.
100,000 for the rose gold Daytona with the meteorite dial.
100 grand.
There's
But
none.
it could be a
Anywhere.
wind up. We do take certain calls that we're not sure whether they're for real. Who knows?
Yeah. Wrist check and necklace check. Ah, okay. Necklace check. Oh, Kaylee's got a K on.
Necklace check.
I've got nothing.
Today.
And you have to rewind to the start of the show to see the
usually
watches. That's dope. Where do you see the price of the Air King 116900 going if discontinued? And do you think it will be discontinued next year?
All of the more entry level things, like the OPs that we got on the mouse mat here, the 116900, because they're more affordable, they're the ones that get pushed up. I mean, could easily be an £8,000-10,000 watch.
Yeah, and that's what I'm starting to see now is sort of those entry level from you guys starting just to bubble up, aren't they?
Well, the old 16233 and 234 that I mentioned, which is the old Datejust, I mean, they're £6,000 now. They used to be half of that.
Yeah.
But because everything else now is so much money, they're the ones that are pushed up. I mean, the older subs that we mentioned before, the 16610 is up at 9,000.
Yeah.
It almost makes ceramics quite reasonable at 12s.
Paul Stevenson says, the more we all talk about Rolex, the more sought after they will become. The smash publicity out the park. And it's true. All the watch channels, everybody talking about it. Everybody knows it's a thing now.
I'll tell you the calls I take that I always find interesting. Someone goes, oh, I'm going to South Africa, or they're going somewhere in the middle of nowhere, and they think, oh, I'm going to go to the AD.
I was about to get one.
I'm going to get a watch in like poorer or third world countries.
And
they
like,
don't realise everyone knows. Doesn't matter where you are.
And they go,
anywhere
if I
in
get
the
it,
world,
what would you pay?
What would you pay?
What
would you pay? You know, like
Anywhere in the world,
Colombia
they know
and
what a Rolex
Mexico. They're going to these
And then
places.
you never hear from them because they don't get it.
Yeah.
Julian says, is Spencer still buying Rolex watches? If so, can someone please check the WhatsApp and reply, please? We've got our phones off a desk at the moment, but someone will reply to you straight after because it's usually Kaylee. Buxton Mate says, Kaylee, how much would you offer someone on a black OP36 2021?
To buy?
Yeah.
What size?
No one's going to pin you to it, Kaylee,
No,
just roughly speaking.
I would offer you
36?
probably 5,200.
5,200.
If it's on one.
Okay. What future do you guys see of the Rolex Y40 126621 black dial? Is that Yachtmaster 40?
What's that? Ah.
Yachtmaster black. Oh, well, they do the chocolate and the black, don't they?
Yeah.
The bimetal, the steel and rose.
Yeah.
Probably
Steel and
the
rose
steel
with
and
the
rose black dial.
It's a popular watch. It's not
Yeah.
hugely over list, but
The chocolate goes for a bit
the
more than the
chocolate's slightly
black.
better than the black.
Yeah.
But
They're nice, I think.
Jacob says he's going to try his luck at the ADs in London. He'll put in the tourist car. I'll come and hold your hand,
Oh,
Jacob.
yes.
In fact, I'll send Janilda out with you. Maybe you'll have a chance there to get some
you
stuff
got
in.
more chance at the airport, and that's little to none. I mean, the airport's got nothing.
No, but it was nice walking in today and actually seeing watches for a change. I mean, to be fair,
What did you see?
exhibition only. They had they had Daytonas.
Oh, really?
They had Batmans, Batgirls. They had No Date Sub. They had they had a fair choice of.
But you can't try them.
No. Well, you can try them. You can put them on.
They would let you.
Yeah,
try them.
yeah, and they were all working, all functioning. Ron Davis says, "What future for the 16710 Coke if reissued?"
Yeah.
What, the older one?
Yeah.
Hard.
I don't think it affects it that much. The older one, because the older one's sought after anyway.
Yeah.
No, it's the same with the GMTs. The new one came out, but the older one is still popular.
Yeah, it's one that everyone's forgot.
Yeah. Let's get to our questions from Instagram because there's a really fun one this week. Okay. Spencer, prepare yourself.
By the way, guys, 300 on the live has just popped up.
Yeah. 2050 Instagram cues. James has given us all sorts of messages. Okay. Question number 1. Best Rolex buy, new NOS or new grey market? Best Rolex buy. Janilda, for you, what was your best Rolex buy be?
Hard.
I don't know. I mean, there's so many. I'm gonna go with GMT root beer.
Root beer. Oh, you said root beer for you.
I am quite obsessed with it lately.
Yeah.
And for you, Kaylee?
I'd say the same.
Yeah.
If I'm honest. I mean, Spencer, what would you say for a new old
Do you remember
stock?
one of the old root beers that I got with the nipple dial and Jubilee bracelet? That was beautiful.
Sorry.
And
nipple dial and what's a nipple dial?
nipple is like brown.
Don't start laughing,
James,
girls.
bring it up.
James.
Bring it up.
Start
The brown
laughing.
nipple dial. And if you remember, sorry? On a GMT.
Make sure you put Rolex.
Yeah.
Rolex brown nipple dial before we get done.
The other one, the 1803. Remember, I had a beautiful, very old
Yes.
day date that sold.
Yep.
I mean, anything new old stock, the older it goes, the more it's got with it is just exceptional. You bringing that up for us, James? There we go. That's the one.
Yeah, there we go.
There we go.
That's really, and that is gorgeous, actually.
Yeah.
It's a bit of a state, that watch, to be fair.
Yeah, that's not the best.
Yeah, the bracelet
That's
is
not
not
the
the
best.
best, but
Marcus Maximus says, if anyone says that Smurf goes under the radar, Gavin, it's popping more than a break dancer in the 80s. Let's just put this back up because I love that. Anything 1980s and I'm there. Perfect. That is absolutely stunning. Spencer, I'm absolutely keeping this for at least the next week. It actually feels really comfortable on the wrist. Wayne Coleman says, hi guys, I have a James Cameron. Do you think it would be wise to trade in for a 11618 LB gold as an investment? Gold sub.
What, the yellow gold? Again, another beauty. All of them. I mean, I've never worn a gold piece before. But since look, you've just put it on this evening, Gab. What do you think?
I mean, I love it. I do love it.
It's just a different feel.
I love it because I'm not paying for it. To be fair, I'm not sure.
Well,
but
you could well be. Don't worry about that.
I can't drop it either. So it's. But it is stunning. It looks
It's
beautiful.
just a different feel.
It's
The
very,
dials.
yeah. It really.
You know
it's
you're wearing a
magnificent.
gold watch.
Yeah. Uncle Jonga says Yachtmaster the most underrated in the lineup. Right, I've got to throw my hat into the ring here. What did I say to you when we walked up to your box today of tricks and I saw that with the blue dial and I said that is horrific.
Yachtmaster 2, that is. Yeah.
It's the most horrific looking thing I've ever seen.
I wore that watch for a
I
while,
guess
but it
it's
is
not
quite a
popular.
big. Yeah.
Spencer
Popular?
used to love it.
No. It's very different, but it's not that popular.
No.
They're really not.
Paul Stevenson says keep the deep sea, he thinks.
Yeah, and I also saw his comment saying that he got one and now he's very happy, which I'm very happy about. 'Cause I really
I'm not
wanted
going to
it.
ignore this comment from Asif because that's one thing I don't want to do is if I see it and I think it should be asked, I'll ask, but I don't think anybody's going to give the answer. Asif Goldmine says, who's the best flipper you know?
I'm not really sure about it, to be honest.
We're never going to say.
All of our customers are kept confidential.
They're all lovely,
I've
aren't
always
they?
said.
But they are good, though.
They're all good. And, of course, Greggy Boy pops in with Yachtmaster 2 is awful. Guys, Greggy joined us a couple of weeks ago on the show, and we'd love to have someone else come and sit in for work. How about coming and sitting in for me one week? Get rid of my dulcet tones. If you feel like you'd like to come and have dinner with us and come and host the show or just share your watch collection with us, we can carry you for the evening. Please do pop me a DM either through our Instagram or through YouTube. We'd love to have you guys really interact with us because that's what it's all about for us. Let's move on to the next question. Question number 2. Will Spencer do the full Monty for charity? What kind of sick person wants to see you with no clothes on?
Exactly. That's not fair to anyone. But I'm happy for Paul Thorpe to do it for charity, and I'll definitely sponsor him.
Yeah, if we can get Paul to do that, yeah. And to be fair, he's not in bad shape. Jacob asked, looking forward to the show, what's everyone's Christmas wish list watch? this Christmas?
As I said, the Aquanaut's fine for me. Why is he bringing something over from the US that we don't know?
I'm going to go very low down and say that I'll take the no date sub.
Okay.
I'm going to go entry.
Yeah.
And
no pressure.
No pressure on that lovely AD to give me a call, but I'll take a no date sub.
Yeah, lovely.
For you, what would you like for your first watch for Christmas?
For Christmas, I think I wouldn't mind having this.
Oh, okay. That's simple, isn't it?
Yeah, why not?
And for you, Kaylee?
Mine would be the 36mm steel and yellow gold date just with the green dial with the Roman 6 and 9.
Oh,
yeah,
the
with
diamond 6 and 9.
I really, really fell in love with that.
The Loom Room says, pick me. Loom Room, you're more than welcome to come and join us. Pop me a DM. Let's get your details and we'll see where we get to. Uncle Jonga, I've been flicking between this stream and waiting for the news that Ole Gunnar Solskjaer has been sacked. Yeah, I think what a shame, though, to have a legend. I mean, they got destroyed yesterday, didn't they? That's Man United, Liverpool.
No, I do know.
You know
yeah,
that?
of course. It was
Apparently,
all
Gavin,
over my Twitter
the
feed.
talk is on Saturday we've got Tottenham playing United.
That's right.
Whoever loses gets sacked.
Whoever loses gets sacked. Yeah, that's probably not a bad shout, is it? Yeah. Roar of the Tiger, another comment I did see earlier that I will come back to. Did anyone see Tim Wright's coverage of the New York City show? He was lucky enough to talk to the CEOs from Chopard, Chavet and Beauvais, but turned away by Breguet. No live content. I watched some of Tim's stuff, actually.
No, they wouldn't.
Yeah, no, they wouldn't. But I watched quite a bit of Tim's stuff. Twice in the day, I happened to obviously tune in, and there was Tim showing some amazing pieces. And actually, it was really clever because he did like a three-way live stream. So he had guys back sort of in a studio on trying to think of what the word's called. What do we all do? Team meetings and stuff like that. Commented while he was walking around, and they'd all comment. It was Tim. I think you did an absolutely fantastic job. It was a great way to see the show.
We've signed him up to come to our show.
Yeah, I've just.
Oh, okay. I'll pay. What's this? Paul Thorpe. Oh, you put it on the screen? Paul Thorpe says, charity of your choice.
And people are like saying they'll just.
Followed by S Templar, I'll pay £500 not to see it. Followed by I'll throw in 500 quid too. Followed by I'll pay £500 to keep his clothes on. Paul, you got to defend yourself.
Paul's not even on the show and he's doing well tonight.
Yeah, absolutely. Wow, that's amazing. That would be an interesting one, which will certainly go down better than the arm wrestle that never happened.
Yeah,
I can't say. In fact, for the sake of everybody, I would keep all your clothes on.
Yes, please.
Yeah, that's probably. Question: is Roman Paul's new bestie? I think that's probably a very good thing. Yes, he is. He sold him a watch, didn't he?
Yeah.
I've been watching Paul's channel as well today. I know he's sold. He sold the AP you sold him.
Yes, he sold that back to his nephew.
He sold it to his nephew.
Managed to squeeze a profit. There we go.
250 quid.
Wasn't a bad deal what he bought.
And a few drinks.
He didn't even pay for it either. He paid for it without part exchanges.
Yeah, did very, very well. Purveys says, what will you lady for a Sky Dweller Black 2021 unworn full papers and SD43 same 2021 full papers? I'd probably say we'll reply to you directly.
Yeah, give us a call in the morning.
Give us a call in the morning and we'll go through all that. Paul Thorpe says, Spencer has a better chest than me.
Can't disclose that, Paul.
No, can't disclose that. Paul 4CD says, keep that shell suit on, Paul, for all our sakes. Absolutely. Web1 says, my AD told me I can get a white Daytona if I buy 12 Datejust 31s. Is this a good deal?
12. No. We are getting a lot of calls about Datejust 31s.
Yeah.
They are watches.
And that makes sense.
And
now.
sometimes we get the same customer offering more than one.
Which now makes sense.
Yeah.
Right. Okay. Let's move on to our next question. Something we haven't talked about, actually. Interesting this was brought up. Question number 4. Will there be a watch giveaway like at the summer fair?
We haven't actually. I mean, we've had such short time to plan it. I think we'll have a look.
Yeah. I think we should do that.
Yeah.
I think we should go through the cupboards tomorrow and see if we can do
We'll
something
see what we can do.
Yeah, I think it's always a nice thing. I know you love to give things away. And another question, last question. Will the future value of the 12660, so the 1266600 depend?
That's the red writing.
Depend on discontinuing the red text on the next Sea Dweller.
Yeah, it will.
I'm sure they'll discontinue and give it a new reference.
Yeah.
What do you say, Janilda?
No, I'm sure it will if they get rid of the red writing. But like Spencer said, they might put another one with this
something will change on it.
Yeah.
Guys, if you are coming to the watch show, do let us know. We'd love to see you all and be prepared. And when we're really super excited, we're getting up to our hour. I don't know if anybody's having a live later. Usually there's a pool or a gringa or something, so we sort of let everybody get on with it. Or maybe there's Monday Night Football tonight. But do hit that like and subscribe. We've changed our music to try and get ourselves out there a bit more noticed. Please do share the channel, do share the love if you enjoy what we do. Hit that like button, hit the subscribe, hit the bell, hit everything you can.
Make sure you comment.
And don't forget to register for the show. We'd love to see all of you at the show.
Yeah. One thing you will be able to do at the show is you will be able to enjoy everybody's lovely company.
Yeah.
Yes.
And you'll be able to try on lots and lots of watches.
And motorbikes.
Yeah, of course.
Don't forget the
And
motorbike.
Harrods.
Yeah.
And you could go shopping with Paul, possibly.
Yeah.
Yeah, that poor person could be sent
lot
out
of
to
stuff
go
to do.
shopping.
Yeah, and it doesn't matter where you are. I'm going to be bringing the show to everybody live on Instagram and on YouTube throughout the day, so we can have a little look
And
around.
we've got a few people. We will be announcing who's coming. Tim's coming over.
Absolutely. Jacob's coming over. We're looking forward to seeing Greggy Boy. Kenny W says, change the punchline, please.
Change the...
Oh, that's rude. Spencer, he's talking to your world-famous punchline.
What, if you haven't dealt with us yet,
it's only a matter of time. Yeah,
Come on then, Kenny. What's
You
the
just
new
learn
one?
it.
Kenny, if you can write a better line for Spencer that he can remember, he's had that for 20 years.
I still forget it.
He still forgets it. Guys, it's been great having you with us. Spencer, go on, give it your big
Okay,
outro.
guys, if you haven't dealt with us yet, as you know, it's only a matter of time.
We'll see you next week.
Bye.